Hey cuties, welcome to the first Cuties YouTube video. Today I'm going to be talking about my 2025 small business goals and a little bit of a review of last year. First, I'm going to introduce myself in case you don't already follow me on Instagram, but my name is Trisha and I own a business called Cuties Club. In my city in Canada, I host markets, local markets for artists and creatives to sell their products, and the theme is always something super cute and to represent kind of like all of our cute styles. So that's what I've been doing for the past 2 years now. I'm also a student and I also owned a cafe, but hence on owned. So back in 2019 when I was in grade 12, I started a business called Vuyen. I basically made handmade tote bags and custom tote bags. That was like my main seller, and a lot of like hand sewn things. And that's kind of like where I started all of my business stuff, and then I moved on to doing markets, and markets have been my full-time job ever since 2 years ago. So that's been really awesome, and I think I'm really proud that I was able to do that full time as well. So I guess we're going right into a little bit of a recap of last year of 2024. In April 2024, I decided to open a cafe. It's called Cuties Cafe, and I opened it for my mom to sell all of her awesome food, her Vietnamese food, desserts and drinks and stuff. And I also had a couple of like my own recipes that I sold as well. We also had like a Cuties shop theme, like retail part of that cafe. So that was just like a little pop-up cafe, but unfortunately we have closed. We closed in November of 2024, so we're only open a couple months. The original plan was to be open for a while longer, but I decided to end it early because we got into a lot of like complicated things that were holding us back from our greatest potential. So one thing is definitely like location. The location was not great, and the worst part is that it flooded like 3 times, and I think the third time I just had enough. It flooded during like an event that I was hosting, and I just felt like it was just too much. We decided to close because we didn't really want to deal with that anymore. It was a lot to handle. And along with the cafe, 2024 was definitely a rough year for me, guys. I feel like I struggled a lot like mentally with like handling stuff, and whether it's like personal things or like work related things, it was just a lot of like overwhelming energy. It was my first time in 2024 almost all year dealing with like online hate and rumors and stuff like that, and I feel like that stuff like really got to my head, and I got like hate through like emails and stuff. So it was a lot to handle, and I didn't really know how to process or handle it, to be honest. And I didn't really say much, especially like online. I never really addressed it or anything. That was like honestly a really hard part of 2024 for me. And I spent a lot of time just, spending time with my friends and spending time away from work because I just wasn't passionate as much about it anymore. Because of like the hate was just really like holding me down. I would really overthink like most nights and cry about it, and like it was a lot. It was a lot. And and I know these things are going to happen, and also like the bigger your business grows, the more like unfortunately hate people just having them towards you, and it is what it is, to be honest. But this year I am definitely gonna learn to move on from things and to let go. I'm filming this in January. In the beginning of this year, I actually posted a video on my Instagram, finally kind of saying what I've been going through, and guys, like the response was so crazy. Like I got so much support, and I feel like I should have talked about it earlier, because I feel like, people didn't know what was going on. I started not posting and stuff, but all along, all the supporters were still there. I'm really happy I posted that, because lately I've just been feeling really like loved and feeling more motivated to just keep going and to do better and to change things, change myself and all that stuff. So that's been really motivating for me. Back to the update. And so honestly, like mental health was very much a really big part of my 2024. Although there were a lot of hard times in 2024, I'm still very grateful for all the good times and all the great markets and all the people that I've met and all the opportunities that I was able to gain through all of my experiences. Moving on to my 2025 small business goals. My first goal is consistency. Now, this was my goal last year and probably every year, but truly, I want to get like on a really good schedule. Honestly, I feel like I've been on a really good schedule. I started in December with like even like my personal lifestyle and also my business lifestyle. Recently, a couple months ago, I moved into this office when I closed the cafe, and it's really helped me create a place where I can actually like go to work, and instead of working from home, and having a place for all my things and a place to make YouTube videos and content for my Instagram and all that. So I really want to stay consistent on even my habits, my routines, my self-care, and all that stuff so that I don't kind of crash again. My second goal is to create more product. I guess I'll show you guys in this video because I just announced it on Instagram. I created 2 new products for 2025 first, and I'm so excited about them. So these are the things I created. I created 2 notepads. So I'll show you guys the first one I made. It is called the Market Planner. I thought it was very fitting as a market organizer to create a market planner. So basically this notepad has 50 sheets per planner. So it's just a simple design created for you to fill in all of your own ideas when you are packing for a market. I feel like a lot of my vendors sometimes like forget things. I forget things. I forget a lot of things actually going to markets, and I used to vend at markets too, so I know exactly how it goes. There's always something that I forget. So I feel like this is a really cute way to get you motivated to, get the list down and to check off all the things that you are going to pack for your next market. And you can also write down like what your goal is for the next market that you're attending, and then also like info about when the market is, what date it is, and what time it is. I'm really proud of this design, and I think it's so cute, so fitting to Cuties Club. And the next product I created is the Cuties Club content planner. Since it was also my goal this year to start making a lot more content for Instagram, YouTube, and all that, and all the platforms, I thought this would be perfect. And I feel like something I struggled with when I make content sometimes, or I try to plan out content, a lot of my content didn't really have like a direction. I was just kind of doing whatever idea I had in mind. But I thought this was a good idea for you to kind of plan out what you had in mind for the content you're making, and these will be available soon. There's more info about these and like when they're gonna go on sale on my Instagram, so you can check that out. And along with making products, like I just want to keep making like merch and things under the Cuties brand. I feel like last year, like in the last 2 years, I've been very, very focused on like actually hosting the markets and events, that I didn't really get to have a creative outlet to create products, which is something I love doing. My next goal is to be more organized, and this means in all aspects of my life. Since I moved into this office a couple months ago, it is definitely not super organized, and it's been messy honestly for a really long time and not fully unpacked yet even. So I want to get on top of my things, and I feel like by creating like my dream space, it will help me stay motivated and work harder towards my goals. And other things too is staying on top of my schedule. I feel like last year I had a lot of deadlines that I just didn't meet or couldn't meet, and that caused like a lot of anxiety for myself. And in the end of the day, like these issues of anxiety because of like I'm late on a deadline or whatever, it's truly because of myself. So I feel like this year I really need to work really hard on just sticking to what I need to do and get them done so that I can relieve myself of stress. And along with staying organized, that means creating routines. So I definitely want to create a better routine for myself day to day, like have work times and stay committed to the times that I set for myself. Next, I have some financial goals that I want to talk about. Things related to my financial goals would be under consumption, and I'm trying to get into Project Pan. If you've seen on TikTok, there's like this new trend going around where it's called Project Pan, where you start using all the products you have in every category. And I really need to do that because I'm definitely a hoarder of like skincare, makeup, and all that stuff. So I've been really working on that since December now, and I think it's going really well, and I'm really happy with like how I'm just like going through all my stuff without buying more, and just like saving money in general. Last year, because I went through so much like emotional things, like I have really bad habits of just like shopping when I'm sad, like retail therapy, and that is not always the answer. That's something I've been also working on since December I started. Another financial goal I have is to invest more in my project, in researching for new products and new things that I can get that would benefit my business, and also like more supplies for some really fun workshops that I can host as well. And the last financial goal I have is to stay organized for my taxes. I already messed up 2 years in a row by not keeping track of my expenses and income properly. Like, I literally have a giant bag of just receipts that I still need to go through for the 2024 tax season, which is coming up. Tried my best to stay on track and to track them on like an app or something. So moving on to my content goals. So I have a lot of goals revolving around this topic. Firstly is starting a YouTube channel, which I'm doing right here. This is the first one. I really want to focus on making videos related to small business topic, and also to upload like more podcast type videos. I have one we made literally last year and we haven't made one since, so that's kind of sad. Along with my YouTube content, I also want to make more content for my Instagram and TikTok, and just like have more meaningful things and things that people actually want to see. So stuff like behind the scenes, more vlogs, more like consistent videos, and just really creating like my dream Instagram feed pretty much. And my last goal of 2025 is more collaborations and sponsorships. I'm very happy with, honestly, like the amount of collaboration type things I did last year, but this year I want to do more so I can involve the community more in cuties, and I think that just helps everyone grow in all kinds of ways, and also to gain more sponsorships for our events so that I'm able to create more. So I want to create more affordable events for people to attend, because I know there's a lot of families that don't have a lot of money to come to more expensive workshops. So by getting sponsorships, it's going to be awesome to be able to create more opportunities for everyone in the city. So that wraps up my 2025 goals. That is kind of just what I'm thinking of right now. I know there's going to be some more goals that I think of throughout the year and that I'm gonna encounter more things, but this is like the basis of like the things that I really want to focus on this year. The last part of this video is going to be the things that I learned in 2024. Now there's a lot of lessons I've learned, but again, a really big topic that I feel like I've just gone through in 2024 was just mental health. Let's talk about it. Number one is not taking things too personally. I feel like no matter what, like even if I got feedback that's not necessarily mean, it's just feedback, sometimes I would take it personally, and it just like brought my mood down when I should have just thought about it straight on ahead and like really take in the feedback and make those changes. But sometimes it did get to my head and I would think about it a little bit too much. Something that I feel like kind of relates to that topic is that I will always make mistakes, and something that I really learned though is to just move on from those mistakes, and like when I make them, to just fix it instead of, I don't know, I feel like I just get sad about everything very easily. So I'm trying my best to just work on the action plan instead of my emotions. And then the last thing, which I kind of already touched on, but it was to create like a routine for myself and to have days off. It's very hard for me still to do the whole days off thing, because I know I definitely respond to things on my days off and all that. But I feel like I just need a little bit of a better balance, and to really like finish things when I plan to finish them, so that when it comes to the day where I should have off, to just not think about work, because I feel like that's what really burns you out, is when you don't have like a time off for yourself to just rest and not think of work at all. So I think that is everything I wanted to talk about today. I hope you got to learn a little bit more about me and about my journey, and I hope you stick around to see a little bit more this year. I'm really striving to post one YouTube video a week, and that's going to be really hard. I know it's doable. So if you guys have any suggestions on video topics that you want me to talk about, feel free to comment them down below. Please subscribe, and I will see you next time. Bye!